Red! For this challenge, which you can do with your persona or your OCs, I set a few guidelines for myself to make it more interesting and something I would learn from. 1. I wanted to focus on making my persona recognizable, i.e. keeping iconic parts of the design. 2. I wanted to make a really great silhouette. 3. I could only use 2 of each theme, example, fruits, holidays, rocks, etc. 4. I wanted to attempt making the colored compression stockings and lack of fancy earrings in an even number. 5. I need a different hairstyle each time. 6. I added black and white to the rainbow because I felt like it. Red is Christmas, our first and one of my favorite holidays. I contemplated making the skirt regular or switching it up. Obviously, I decided to switch it up. I added holly to my hair to replace the missing hair buns. I could have worked on the proportions a little bit more, but that's true with every one of these. I do like this one. I might use it for a Christmas album or something. Orange! I saw Orb do this challenge a couple months ago, and that's what inspired me to try it for myself. But I can't find the video anymore. I don't know if I hallucinated or if they took it down, but I swear I was inspired by them. And then by someone else probably. Anyway, for orange, I went with my favorite fruit. I love mangoes. Mango smoothies, mango candy, mango everything. I didn't think this pose was that great, but I ran out of stellar poses from Pinterest. Did you know if you're on desktop, the filters work pretty well? I only really use it on there now. But I'm still looking for better alternatives. Please comment any you have below. I like the concept of the orange gradient more than how it actually turned out. It's cute though, I don't hate it. Yellow! Yellow is one of my least favorite colors. And I'm allergic to citrus. Lemon lime would literally burn my skin off. As you can see, this design is not related to anything about me as a person. Lemon lime is a classic combo and green and yellow complement each other well. It's also our second and final fruit. I think the shade and the brightness of the yellow itself is off. Because I don't really like the color, I don't work with it that often, so I definitely need more practice color picking. I really like the hair in this pose. The pigtails were energetic and cute. The pose was from a girl I've seen on Pinterest all the time, and I finally got to use it well. I think it's okay. Green! Green is our second holiday, St. Patrick's Day. I love St. Patrick's Day. Family celebrated it a lot growing up. I don't like this one very much though. The hair, the body, the design, and the coloring all feels off to me. I don't hate it, but I don't have too much to say. I considered making the trim of the sweater dress yellow, but it would have just inverted the yellow outfit. I thought that would have been too similar. I think the silhouette is fine, but I don't know, I feel like I could have done better. This is my favorite outfit from the whole challenge. The silhouette, perfect. The coloring, ideal. The accessories, adorable. The wave prop, worth it. This is the only pose in this challenge with a prop or piece of the setting, and I think it was well worth my time. I love the color blue, I love the ocean. It feels like a true alternate version of my persona. I feel like the challenge also helped me flesh out my persona or the things I feel represent me visually in general, and that was really fun. Anyway, I hope I can incorporate it into a project or seasonal something I make in the future. Purple. This is based off the rock/mineral fluorite. I don't usually like purple, but this project kind of changed my mind. I do like the pastel with the gray and the posing is very fun. I almost picked a different pose, but it was AI, so I switched last minute. I hate what the internet has become. I wasn't sure if I should maintain the off-the-shoulder sleeves. I wanted to, but with this pose it seemed impractical for me. AKA skill issue. I gave up trying. I put a stone in her hair and you can barely see it. I really like the lower pigtails. I know it's not exactly a brand new hairstyle, but I think it counts. Since this one surprised me in terms of how much I like it, I think it would be good in different poses. It's in my top 3 designs from this challenge. We'll see if I try to use it in the future or not. White! The white design is based off a marble, like the countertop, if it wasn't clear. I'm not great at designing clothes, but I feel like this one was one of the better ones, despite it being super simple. I went back and forth a lot trying to decide how to color the marble itself, because there are more elements in real life than just the cracks. Adding other shapes felt a little bit confusing, and when I tried to add a darker shade, it didn't complement the dress the way I wanted, so I kept it super simple. It would have made it one of the fastest poses to draw if I wasn't so indecisive in the coloring process. I do like the hair a lot. The only thing I miss about having long hair is being able to braid it. This pose is supposed to include a chair, but I didn't feel like drawing it. I made the silhouette gray, otherwise you couldn't see it at all, but I also didn't use it in the thumbnail. Oh well. I took a risk with this one, aka I deviated from the rules a bit. I also made it completely black and white. But it did result in good value practice in my opinion. This pose was also supposed to have a chair or something, but I didn't want to draw it either, so I didn't. The outfit is something I would and have basically worn in real life, but I don't think it's recognizable to my persona. I kind of regret not coloring it in, but I was so tired by the end of it that I thought, it's too late now. I really like the earring a lot. I think the face looks best in this pose compared to the other faces I drew in this challenge. Plus, the silhouette is awesome. That's the end of the challenge. I would highly recommend it, even though I can't find proof of where I heard this from. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.